This podcast contains strong language and discussions about relationships, sex, and love. It may not be suitable for younger listeners. This is the Can't Keep My Mouth Shut podcast, and I am Nixalina. Hi, it's Nixalina. Welcome back to Can't Keep My Mouth Shut. And we are going down a very empowering, incredible, inspiring route today for all my women out there. It is called 10 Signs That You Are Rare Sigma Female. Now, the word Sigma, if you haven't heard of it, I did some deep diving to try and understand what the word Sigma means. It is originally the 18th letter of the Greek alphabet. And like you have your alpha and your beta, which is also part of the Greek alphabet, it has been used in modern slang to describe a person, a personality, such as we have the alpha male, which we all know, the beta male, the beta female. We have the sigma male and the sigma female. In modern slang, the sigma male was originally coined as like the lone wolf, the independent, all that jazz. But it's moved into describing a sigma female as someone who is independent, self-sufficient, operates outside of the traditional social hierarchies, doesn't seek external validation, very much on her own path, resilient, confident, unique, extraordinary. So I'm going to start off this episode with a little overbrief of what a real Sigma female is, and then I'm going to give you 10 signs in case you are one of them. And usually a Sigma female is a neurodivergent. She has a neurodivergent brain. I have been well aware that I have a neurodivergent brain for a while. We'll get to that later on, but I embrace it. I love it. It's part of my core, and I'm hoping that this episode might actually help some of you girls out there who perhaps feel like you don't quite fit in society. Perhaps you feel you're always too much, too sensitive, overthinking, all that jazz. Nay. Bear with me, because I'm going to make you realize how fucking glorious you are. So a Sigma female, right? She's independent, she's free-spirited, she doesn't like to be tamed. She likes to do her own thing regardless of what people think. She prefers to work alone, but she's also a natural-born leader. She doesn't shy away from the limelight or authoritative spaces, and yet there's an introverted element to her as well. She doesn't crave it, she just naturally has it. Some people out there, they're like, I want to be this person, and I want to be the top dog, and I want to be seen, and I want to be heard. She doesn't crave it in that way, she just naturally is seen and heard. She's a natural-born leader. Often, sadly, men do fear the Sigma female. They fear her for her strength, her unshakable aura, and her demand for her own self-respect, her attention, and her self-confidence. She knows how to use her personality to get what she wants in life. And yet she also knows when to step back. She knows when to speak out and when to step back and withdraw. And she doesn't need to be, as I said, the center of the room at all times. And yet people just naturally gravitate towards her. She is deeply loyal. She probably has a small circle. And she craves justice and honesty and loves to help others. Her neurodivergent mind isn't actually a negative trait. Often it is perceived that way. But for her, she uses it as a superpower. She refuses to abide by the rules, and that's not because she's stubborn. It's because she can't help it. Her mind sees things differently. She's wired differently, and she embraces it, and she makes it her superpower. Her empathy runs at depth of which others can't comprehend, and her neurodivergent brain processes all these emotions with such multi-layers, such intensity. It's always at full volume. And others do find this overwhelming to be around, to be with her. And she's labeled as too sensitive and too much. But it's not Firstly, she's not doing it on purpose. It's how she is wired. It's how she connects to the world. And these emotions that are perceived by others who can't feel that way, they're seen as a weakness, but they're not. Because when she loves with her whole soul. And sadly, when she's hurt, it cuts to her core. Everything is felt so deeply. Those high highs, those low lows, it's everything. But yet also when she's passionate about something, her fire is unmatched. She's unique. She's irresistible. She's exciting. But she can also annoy people. She's hard to fully understand and she cannot be put into a box. Labels suffocate her. And people are comfortable with labels and they're comfortable putting people into categories. That's how they can understand people. You're in that box, you're in that box. She fits into none and yet everyone at the same time. She spans so many spheres and adheres to none of them. She doesn't fit the mold because she was born to never fit the mold. She is an incredible woman. She's rare. She is someone, if you know her, if you dated her, if you're friends with her, if you are her, she is an extraordinary human of which you will probably struggle to ever understand but will never want to leave. So that's the summary of what a Sigma female is. Feel free to Google more and research, especially if you're picking up on the neurodivergent brains and the emotional side of it. I hear you. I see you. Please deep dive into that. But for now, I want to move on to my top 10 signs that you, my darling, are a very rare Sigma female. Okay, let's go. Point 10. You define success your way. Society may have pushed a version of achievement onto you, but you're not interested. Marriage, career, kids, maybe not. For you, success is about fulfillment, creating, traveling, leading, or mastering something you love, living life in a passion. You don't chase approval, and you build a life that is yours and yours alone. Sigma women define success through their personal satisfaction rather than external achievements. And you don't care what society tells you what you should and should not be doing. You can easily dismiss not fitting in and ignore the norms, and you live comfortably way beyond those boundaries. And people look up to you in that way because it's scary to be that kind of woman who defines who she is beyond what everyone else feels you should be. And that's why you are so different. And you are so unique. And that's why people look up to you and you inspire people because you live so authentically as to who you are. Point 9. You guard your inner circle like gold. Not everyone has access to your energy. You choose a select few who match your vibe, and everyone else kindly can fuck off. You don't want the drama. You don't deal with fake people or empty connections. You have this mantra that quality is always over quantity. A lot of people out there need big groups of friends to validate them. I'm liked by loads of people. That must mean I'm a good human. I'm so popular because everyone loves me. No, the Sigma female, minimal friends, but that connection is raw to the end. The most impressive Sigma female trait is that whilst you don't have a horde of friends, you're completely fine with it. You don't care for acquaintances. You instead forge profound, significant bonds with a select few who you will be able to trust unconditionally. And in my opinion, that's way better than needing to be the pick-me girl who wants everyone to like her. No, thank you. Point 8. You thrive on change. Where others panic, you adapt. Change is not your enemy, it's your fuel. You transform challenges into opportunities and risks into wins. Your resilience keeps you ahead of the game, and your patience ensures you always come out on top. You move with a rhythm of which the universe allows you to. You don't stress when things become out of your control. You flow with it and you use that new situation to your advantage. Other people thrive on being in control at all times and not understanding that the only thing that you can't change is that things change. You understand that, you adapt to what you have, and you make the most of every situation that presents with you. And that's such a gorgeous, effortless, beautiful way to live. Point 7, ambition lights your fire. You don't tiptoe around your goals, you go after them. Hell yeah, girlfriend! Whether it's launching a business, climbing the career ladder, building a passion project, starting your own family, finding your husband, whatever it is, nothing stands in your way. Nothing. You don't see them as walls. You don't bow down. You break through. Everything is a puzzle to solve. Nothing will stop you, right? Getting to what you want, to where you want to be, and to live the life you feel deep down that you're connected to. Everything is built around your authenticity and your connection to yourself. Weirdly, well, not so weirdly, that's what makes you successful. Because when you are passionate about something, that fire in you, everything goes into that, and it's almost like you cannot not be successful at that point. Does that make sense? Like, you're built for it. There's no way you will fail, because you will never fail, because it's how your brain is wired. It's who you are. It's fucking glorious. Point 6, your gut instinct is your guide. While others second guess themselves, chase approval, always need external validation, other people's opinions, nay. You listen to your intuition and it rarely steers you wrong. You have this built-in instinct into other people's words, their behavior. You see through a lot of the bullshit, and you can clock how an eye roll, an eye movement, a body tick. You pick up on all of these unspoken signs in others, and your gut instinct can feed into it and work out really what's going on beyond what's said and done. When people feel stuff, you tend to feel it too, even if they've not spoken about it. There's this energetic connection and you can't turn it off. It's just how you are. It's how your brain is made. It's who you are. And it truly is a fucking superpower because it helps you move with clarity, with confidence and conviction. Because your compass, it points inward, not outward. You rely on yourself rather than waiting for others to define what's right or wrong for you. And that's why you always live a path that's true. And that's why you're always able, it might take a while, but you're always able to pick out people that aren't quite right. They're a bit off. That's not, that's what's been said isn't true. And you can't pinpoint it, but you just know. And then down the line, you'll always be able to say, my gut instinct weren't wrong. You're never wrong. It's a burden sometimes, let me tell you that. Point 5, you never settle for less. Love, friendships, career, work. You never cling out of fear because you don't worry about being alone, because you've built such a self-centered core in you that you love who you are, that being alone is just part of your peace. You'd rather walk alone and then stay stuck in something toxic. Your relationships in your life are your choices, not your crutches. And when you love so powerfully and so deeply, but it's never at the ultimate cost of yourself. You are willing to walk away if someone disrespects you, if someone steps over your boundaries, if someone treats you badly. You don't stay. And that's friendships as well. In any relationship where you're not able to be your true self and where you feel someone is perhaps using you or manipulating you or lying or cheating, whatever, you don't put up with it and stay for the sake of being in a relationship because that's your preference to being alone, because being alone is scary. Nope. If you're in a relationship, it's because you want to be, not because you have to be. And that makes you incredibly powerful. Point 4, You lead with authenticity. There's no masks, no fake smiles, no following the herd. You are unapologetically yourself. Quirks, flaws, and all. And that, my darling, is what makes you so insanely magnetic. A Sigma female personality is pretty much just defined by her raw authenticity. You embrace your quirks and your unique mindset, and you also embrace your flaws. You own it. That also makes you trustworthy. That's why people gravitate towards you. The Sigma female, even if she doesn't want it, she gets attention because they're magnetically pulled towards you. You could sit in a room quietly, watching other people converse, make empty conversations, and you can't do it. Like, same with the fake smiles. You can't do small talk. You can't do fake connections. And because of that, people come to you, open up, and then create raw, deep connections. It always happens to you. People trust you because you're real in a world full of copies. Point 3. Independence is also your superpower. You don't wait for someone else to take care of you. Honey, you got this covered. Financially savvy, future-focused, you're resourceful. You've created your own stability and your own security on your own terms. Other people chase symbols. Other people chase status. You don't. You build security and stability in yourself. You might have, don't get it twisted though, you might have a really strong career path. You might be in, the public eye. You might have a passion project on the side of your career. You might happily also, be a housewife. But the Sigma woman, she doesn't chase wealth to impress others. She makes sure her career fulfills herself. Nothing is done for others. And I think that's the point I'm trying to make here. She's free from anything to do with pleasing anyone. Her independence is who she is. She don't give a fuck if you like her or not. She lives for herself. Financially, she supports herself. She will not be the woman that marries for money. She would rather not marry and get her own cash. That's who she is. That's why she's so intimidating and she's frightening and scary, but she is glorious and so attractive because of all of those things at the same time. Point 2. You own the room without trying. You don't need to shout to command respect. Your presence alone makes people sit up and take notice. It's subtle and yet it's difficult to ignore. There's a quiet confidence and magnetic energy. And you stand out not because you fight for the attention, but because you are the attention. You have this innate, unwritten, authoritative aura about you. It's not put on. It's not created for that reason. You know how people create masks, facades, versions of themselves to try and impress others. It always crumbles in the end. It's not who they really are. With a Sigma female girl, it's just you. You own it. You don't crave other people's conversations, attentions, even physical touch. You don't need it. And that's ironically why you get it in abundance. Have you ever wondered why, whatever room you walk into, people are fascinated by you? You might not even want to talk. You might want to sit there in silence, and yet you can't help it. People open up to you. They delve into you. And within an hour, you've overtaken the room again. You didn't mean to do it. It happens every time. It's because you're a Sigma female, bitch. Fucking love that for you. And finally, point 1, you crave depth across the board. Nothing in your life is superficial. While others cling to some social calendar and endless mindless gossip and chatter, you would rather have solitude. Your alone time isn't about an introverted, hiding aspect. No, it's about recharging, sharpening your edge and strategizing. You don't just sit still in fear or sadness or loneliness. No, you grow stronger in the silence. You prefer a deep depth connection. You prefer that than just being out, to be around people, to be around people. And that's another reason why you're so unique and so rare, because others, that they need other people in their life, and they need to constantly be surrounded by other humans. You don't fear loneliness. You live in it. You own it. And that's what makes you also so terrifyingly beautiful. They're my 10 pointers. There is so much more to the Sigma female. I could talk about her till the day is long. She is so fucking rare and amazing. And she dominates, but with a feminine energy. She is proof that the true power doesn't scream. It whispers with certainty. And she is fearless, untamed, unshakable, and quite often imitable. And that's why everyone who is a Sigma female, who knows a Sigma female, who's fallen in love with Sigma females, is a very, very lucky person. You need to keep this woman by your side at all costs. And I think we know, right? We know who the Sigma females are in our lives. Like I said, I could go on and on about this forever. I hope I've helped anyone listening who has often wondered about how their mind is built and why certain parts of their life, because if you've listened, you'll see there's a lot of paradox going on, right? She's both extroverted and introverted. She doesn't need or want attention, but all she gets is attention. She's feared but loved. Men obsess about her because she's magnetic, but yet she doesn't chase them. She can happily walk away when she's disrespected. And yet she loves so deeply. And when she's loyal to a fault. And her empathy runs so deep that when she's hurt, it cuts just as hard. And yet there's the strength there. So while she's in that deep pain and sadness, she's also extremely strong. She's resilient. And she knows her worth. But whilst she knows her worth, people still will and can disrespect her, and people don't understand her, and they will say she's too sensitive and she's too much and she's too neurodivergent and she's, they might even throw out the crazy mark, but she doesn't care. She absorbs what matters and she repels what doesn't. She's fucking fire. And I am here for every Sigma female on this damn planet. Do not shy away from your neurodivergent brain. It is the reason why you are so fucking amazing at what you do. Embrace it, live in it, flourish in it. And anyone who can't handle you, just please tell them to run the fuck along. And on that note, I will finish this episode. I'd love to know your thoughts on Sigma females. If you think you are one, hello, slide into my DMs. As always, I'm available on Instagram and TikTok at Nixalina, Nixalina. And with that, my darlings, I look forward to seeing you all next week. Thanks for listening to the Can't Keep My Mouth Shut podcast. Produced and hosted by me, Nixalina, and recorded in the Splicecast Studios in Singapore. I'm available to listen to on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google, and all major podcast listening apps. Do subscribe to enjoy a new episode every Monday evening. Please do give me a 5-star review. It helps other people also find my podcast. For more content and features to read, you can check out my website, Nixalina.com. That's Nixalina.com. I'm also on social media. Simply search at Nixalina, Nixalina, to find me. Don't be shy. Come say hi.